Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a 3 looks 1 palette with the Huda Beauty Khaki Haze. This is one of the palettes currently on the chopping block, so I am challenging myself to use it at least 3 times before I make a decision on whether I want to keep it or get rid of it. Looks number 1 and 2 will be sped up and voiced over, and then look number 3, I will do that live with you guys and do a wrap up and my final thoughts and my decision on whether I'm gonna keep it or declutter it. So be sure to stay tuned for that if you're curious about what I'm doing with this palette, or you like get ready with me's, or you just want some inspo for looks with this if you have the same palette. If you are new here, hi, hello, my name is Megan, welcome. I post videos on a weekly basis, so be sure to subscribe and like this one if you enjoy it. I will also link my 3 looks, 1 palette playlist below if you're curious about that. And then I do have a Huda Beauty playlist as well that I will link to if you're looking for some more inspo on some of her palettes. I did want to quickly just insert an up close of the palette so that you could see the shades a little bit better and closer lighting, as well as some swatches. I'm fully aware I'm not the best at swatching, but we don't really need to worry about that. I just wanted you guys to be able to see the shades a bit closer up. Yeah, without further ado, let's just go on ahead and jump on in. All right, here we go. Look number 1. I'm just going to go ahead and start with that shade up there at the top, the light, like, I don't know, it's like a peachy with a really nice warm undertone that, in my opinion, allows it to go with all those deeper mattes within the palette. So I'm really pleased with that one. I'm going to dip into that more brown orangey shade, and I'm just going to build that on top of the base that we have already laid down. I honestly think this shade is so pretty. It was way more pigmented than I anticipated, but not in a bad way. Then I'm going to go in with that deeper shade there, the brown, just to give my outer corners some depth. That's how I like to wear my makeup. I don't know. I think it looks prettier when I do that, and it flatters the shape of my eye. This matte built up really nicely. I didn't experience any patchiness or anything like that. It's actually one of the mattes that I really enjoy in the palette. I haven't done a more brown / neutral look with this palette before, I don't think. So this one was a first for me, but I was already loving how it came out. Then per usual, I'm just slapping a little glitter glue on there to prep my eye for the topper I'm going to use, which is that gorgeous one down there on the bottom. And let me tell you guys, it looks stunning when I get it all on. These toppers, like, do not come to play. They are so gorgeous. This one has a really pretty pink to gold flip that I just think stunning. I'm also going to take a little bit of that greeny gold one, and I'm going to tap that right there on the center. It's something that's like kind of hard for you guys to see in the final look of things, but in person, it really just adds the most beautiful final touch. I love it. Hey guys, okay, look number 2. Filming this in the wee hours of the morning. So I have dry shampoo sitting in my hair. I'm tired and I'm trying to caffeinate. I am, as always, gonna go on and just prime my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I wanted to do look number 2 with you guys because I want to do today the look that I did over on IG that did not go well, and put this palette on the chopping block. I want to recreate it because I think I may have found the reason that the shadows were struggling to perform. So I want to test that out with you guys. So for starting, I'm going to use this shade here to set everything down and just start to really like build up that crease. It looks like a very setting shade, but it gets like it packs some pigment when you pop it into the crease in the transition, you see, and you can build it up a bit too. but I'm just gonna use it to set and pull it out here. So what I think potentially happened when I was doing the look over on IG is the brushes I was using, I think maybe, were the culprit. Because if you saw that Get Ready With Me on my stories, then you know that I was also like flabbergasted. I was like, what the heck? Like, you know, last time I used this, I loved it, blah, blah, blah. I've recommended it. But also the last time I used it was like a while ago, and I didn't use that deep shade, but I was still like, that isn't, the math ain't mathin'. And I was like really, really frustrated because I really love this color story, and it's very, very unique to my collection. If you want to see all my eyeshadow palettes, you can go over to IG and do that. There's a photo on my grid. But it's very unique to my collection and what I have. So I was like, gosh darn it, you know, I really, I was really bummed because it fills a nice gap, and I really loved it. Like the toppers and everything in here, like those three, so nice. I know not everyone likes that she did the toppers, but I love a topper. So very pleased with this palette. And when I did this look last time, and it just like, I was struggling with it, I was very frustrated. So the next shade I'm gonna go in with is this deep shade here. And that's a shade that I had trouble with last time. And I think, slash I'm hoping that it's because I was using a old brush that needs tossed. Nope. Gosh darn it. Well, my hope was that because I was using an older brush, that it was causing the shadows to not perform their best, which can happen. You need to replace your brushes at some point. They don't, like your makeup, they don't last forever. I don't know who needs to hear it, but I'm gonna say it. So I was thinking maybe it was that, because my brushes are pretty old. And when I was using this palette in the first look, I struggled a little bit with the brown shade. And then as soon as I switched to a new brush, no problem. Blended out great, no issues. So I was like, wow, well, maybe that's the, you know, issue. Yeah, so I was thinking that was the problem. But it looks like it's not, which sucks. Yeah, this deep shade just is struggling. Trying to just fill it in like kind of carefully, you know, to like not pull up any product, but which you might not be able to see since I think I've done a good job of filling it in, but it's still pretty patchy over here, which is frustrating because when I do my makeup, I really almost always have a deep shade in the outer corner. Like that's how I do it. So not having a deep shade that I would use, and potentially every color combination here, is like a little bit frustrating to me personally. Man, I was really hoping that would just fix the issue. So I'm gonna take that into consideration. I'm still gonna do another look, maybe even 2 more looks, because I used, I think, this shimmer last time. I'm gonna use this one this time. So I'll have this one and this one left. So potentially I will actually be doing 4 looks in this video and not 3. I'm undecided because I really want to try it all out and make sure I want to keep it or make sure I want to declutter it. Because like I said, it's just really unique. color story wise to my collection. So if I'm gonna let it go, I want to be really sure, because a lot of times I just don't have patience for those kinds of things. So I'm like, you know, if I keep it and I'm just like, okay, I just won't use the deep shade, I'm like, will I really reach for it then? Or is it just like something that sounds good, but like I won't use it, you know? So I don't know, just things to think about now. All right, now I'm gonna go in with my NYX glitter glue. This is, so there's five palettes on the chopping block, and this is the only one that's here for quality reasons. The other ones, as far as I know, some of them I haven't used in a while, so I don't know. But as far as I know, the quality is like fine. I'm gonna go into this shade. I'm mainly just like, you know, putting them back in because I don't use them. And I'm like, do I really need to hang on to them? So I want to do some looks and either fall back in love with them or pass them along. But this one was the one that was like a question of like quality, if I would want to keep it due to that. Because I didn't know if some of the other mattes were gonna like start performing poorly now, or if some of the shimmers would, like I didn't know. So I wanted to try that as well. And like the shimmer looks fine, looks great, like no issues with that. It's really, so far after these first two looks, it's really just that one deep shade. Since you saw that first shade, no issues, super pigmented, blended out nice. No issues. So, yeah, what a bust. I'm going to just finish this look. Like I said, I'm using this and hop off, do the rest of my face, my hair, and then I'll be back just for some like final thoughts. Okay, so here is finished look number 2. I'm really pleased with how my look came out in general, but I am gonna insert a photo of the look so you can see it a little bit closer. For finishing touches, I did just use this shade on the lower lash line, and then I used this a little bit again in the inner corner. And then now I'm gonna insert a photo of a close-up of what the outside of the eye looks like, because it is so patchy, you guys, and I feel like I want to try and fix it, but I feel like it'll just make it worse, considering I was like trying to fix it the whole time I was doing my makeup. So I'm not delusional. It is a patchy girl. The deep shade is very patchy girl. Oral interruption, because I actually just need you guys to see like how bad this actually looks in natural lighting. Like terrible. Like what the fuck? It looks so bad. Oh my god. Makeup is ruined. It is ruined. Also, FYI, I'm not the driver right now, so nobody get bent out of shape. But oh my god, I have to work all day like this with my eyeball looking like this. Everything is fine. That really bothers me. So I am gonna still do at least one more look with this, just so I can kind of get like a really full picture on the palette and what shades are working for me, what shades are not working for me. The next eye look will probably be focused more on the greens, but I really just, I don't know. I feel like when I don't have this deep shade in here, like it's still really pretty, but I'm like, will I reach for it? So I'm gonna, cause this like look is like unique. I think it's really pretty. So I wanna go in with the greens and try and figure out what I wanna do with that. So right now we're like 1 for 2. But yeah, I don't know, that shade really perplexes me. I know someone said, oh, you could just like, you know, scrape this shade out, and I'm like, I could, but I want to make sure that I would actually actively reach for this if I did that, because if I'm gonna just give it to someone else, then I don't want to give them one with a shade like scraped out. So I want to really be sure that I want to keep it for the rest of the shades, and that like what I'm creating is like not something I could achieve with anything else. So yeah, I'm gonna still think on it, but this is look number 2. Thanks for staying tuned for my rambles and all the things. And yeah, let's hop into look number 3. Okay guys, look number 3. Look number 2 was very stressful. So we've got some wine to hopefully settle my nerves. I also don't have anywhere to go after this, so if it doesn't turn out well, then yeah, not a big deal. Just wash it off, I guess. I'm priming my eyes, like always. I just finished filming my makeup collection tour. I'm really excited. It'll go up way before this video does, but that's what I'm gonna talk about. I also just washed my brushes too, which I love. So it actually feels so nice putting my eye primer on, because usually that brush is disgusting, dusted and crusted. So it feels nice to use a clean brush. I'm thinking we're gonna play with the greens. That's what I have in mind, like this green shade here. And then I'm thinking this is a shimmer, and then we can top with this or use that as an inner corner. Since I have a cooler tone top on, I think I'll use this shade as like the setting shade. I was thinking about using that brown down there, but which I think would look nice, but it's also a lot more pigmented and dark, and I kind of just want something a little bit lighter up here because I want the focus to be the green. I low-key have a nice dip in this shade. I'm kind of like, maybe I should try to hit pan in it really quick. I don't know. I do like this shade. It works really well, as you can see, really easily. Blends out, looks nice, has pigment, isn't patchy. All the things that I expect and enjoy from my eyeshadows. I am now gonna go into the green shade here in the middle. I have not used that in a while, so cross your fingers. After that deep matte shade, I'm just like scared. Actually, I want to get like, I'm gonna just get a clean brush really quick. I just washed all my brushes, so why not, right? I'm gonna go in with the clean brush that is newer. And just start using that on. Yeah, like that packed in so nicely. I'm gonna go back in with the original brush here. Kind of just blend really lightly on the edges up top there. But yeah, that went on so nice. I feel like it looks not as deep as it is in person. I don't know if it's like the lighting is just kind of harsh, like playing back, but shade looks really deep in olivey. But I'll insert like a close-up at the end so that you can hopefully see the shade like a little bit better. This eye is going on a little patchy out here. So I'm just going back in and like tapping it really lightly. Got a pretty similar shape, so I'm gonna go back in with the brush we used for the setting shade and just blend that edge out a little bit. All right, I think overall that looks pretty nice. I think this eye looks better, just because There's some clinging on this eye over here. I don't know why, but alas, there is. I am gonna dip back into the peach shade though and just kind of to bring some of that color back. There. All right, there we go. I think for now, that looks good. The two shimmers I was saying I was between, gonna be this one and this one. We've already used the other two. I think I'm gonna use this green one and then use this one as an inner corner. I know I said that in the beginning. I was like, I think, but I wasn't sure. Now I'm officially decided. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go in with my NYX glitter primer and pop that on both of the lids. Now I'm just gonna take a paddle brush and I'm gonna dip into that shade there and apply it all over the, like this shade even would have been a really good one to pair with the that really deep matte in the palette, but like obviously that one's super patchy, so I won't use that. But like if the shade would have worked well, this would have been a really good one to pair with it. I think it would have looked really nice. And I just think that the matte, like the deep mattes just aren't good, because even as I edge out this way to like lightly press the shimmer on, even that little bit of friction's not the right word, the little bit of pressure or air over here is causing like the matte pigmentation to just like blow off over there, and is creating again patchiness. You don't understand. It sucks because this like color story is so pretty and I want it to work, but it's just making things a bit difficult. So yeah, really fucking annoying. For the inner corner, we're gonna use that light shade right here. I'm gonna try it without anything. Like, look at that, Jesus Christ. I'm going to try it without anything on my brush first. Well, without like wetting it. But they're kind of like harder pressed toppers. So like if that's not doing anything, then I will add some setting spray, but looks like we're seeing a little bit. Oh yeah. So pretty. Yeah, do you see that? Stunning. Yeah, the three topper shades in here are the star of the show, in my opinion. They're like kind of harder pressed, but like they look absolutely gorgeous. I just don't understand like what it's doing out there. And I can't even like, I was about to say this might fuck it all up, but it's already like, wow. I wonder if I took some of the shimmer shade and just kind of like put a fluffy brush in it and maybe like tapped some of that over around here, if that would help, or make it worse. Made it worse. Okay, noted. Love that. Okay, I'm gonna clean up my under eyes and then come back, show you the final look, do close-ups, and then just kind of talk about my final thoughts and like what I'm gonna do with this. Okay, so this is the finished look. I'm gonna insert like a picture over here so you can see a little bit closer the front of the eye. You'll be able to see the tones a little bit better in my opinion. And then I'm gonna insert a photo from the side so you can see just how patchy this girl is. She's a patchy girl. I did go in with a little bit more of this shade here, up here, because I felt like it was fading and we weren't holding like a good amount of pigment. So I went back into it and I told you guys we were close. It was right there. So that's exciting. Overall, like based on all three looks, I still feel like the only truly good shades in here are the toppers. Even the shimmer is not, I mean, it's beautiful, but it's not soft. It's a more like harder press kind of situation, which like maybe with better mats would be better. But like, I don't know, it's pretty, like regardless. I still think the star of the show is the shimmers. I'm gonna swatch them out for you guys again. I know I swatched them in the beginning of the video just so you could kind of get a better feel for like what we were gonna be using today. But yeah, those toppers, man, they like make me want to keep the whole palette. Like that's how pretty they are in my opinion. But I'm someone that like, I already know, even if I'm like, oh, I'm gonna keep it for those toppers and I'll reach in and I'll use those toppers. No, I fucking won't. Like, I just know that I won't. I'm a very, like, if I'm doing a look, I like to be able to use one palette to complete the whole thing. And I now just know like I would not be able to do that. At first when I thought maybe it was just gonna be this shade over here that was the dud, I was like, well, maybe I would be able to hang on to it and just see. But now that like this shade is also patchy, this shade is struggling to hold that pigment. I feel like the only mattes in here that are really like good is these two. And I have shades like that in other palettes. So it's just unnecessary, which kind of sucks because I think this color story is beautiful. And I think that if the shadows all performed really well, this would be a very solid 9-pan. The tones in here are stunning. They're so unique. I'm really just disappointed with the quality of the mattes. And I found this like happens a lot with the Huda 9-pans. Her larger palettes in my experience are always great quality, but there's something with the 9-pans to where like they always, in my opinion, are just like disappointing. The formulas are never as good. I don't know why that is. I don't understand. But yeah, so this was kind of sad. One that I honestly, I wanted to keep and I would love to keep because it also really rounds out my collection and what I have. So, I mean, I don't have any of these really grungy tones, but like I know I won't reach for this because I know that like my shadow is not gonna turn out well. Like the look number 2, straight catastrophe. That was painful for me. So yeah, I think we've made a decision here and I will be decluttering this one. So that's one less palette in my collection. You'll see it. And then the next time I do a declutter video, I'm gonna put it in a box. That's what we're gonna do. But yeah, really just stinks, boo. Anyways, that's all I have today. If you guys made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit the like button down below, and if you're new, subscribe. I'll also leave several different playlists below as well if you want to binge some more similar content. And yeah, I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye.